There are rare moments in life when the universe leans closer, not with thunder or storm, but with silence that trembles with hidden meaning. These moments are not random, they are woven with patterns that the wise and the awakened have always sought to understand. The end of September carries such a current, a sacred weaving of cosmic rhythm and karmic truth. The ancients knew that numbers were not mere tools for counting, they were teachers, mirrors, maps of destiny, written into the very fabric of existence. Seers like Nostradamus and Baba Vanga echoed this wisdom, each pointing toward numbers as signals, quiet signposts that could lead humanity through both darkness and light. This final breath of the month rises like a threshold, and before us stand 6 sacred numbers, glowing like lanterns in the night. They do not arrive to decorate the calendar, nor do they come as accidents. They carry within them the vibration of lessons, the promise of renewal, the gift of strength to carry what the universe has long prepared for you. They are not promises of chance. They are alignments, opportunities to walk in harmony with forces greater than your own will. To receive them is not to hope for luck. It is to step knowingly into the current of destiny, to let the river of the stars carry you forward, rather than against its flow. Nostradamus once wrote that destiny reveals itself slowly, through hidden codes scattered across time, waiting for those with eyes to see. Baba Vanga spoke often of repeating numbers and sacred alignments, saying they were not coincidences, but portals, moments when the fabric of life could be touched, shifted, and rewritten by those who dared to listen. Their voices across centuries remind us today that the path is never silent. Every step, every number, every moment carries a vibration waiting to be understood. So I invite you now to pause, close your eyes, breathe deeply. Let the noise of the world fall away like leaves drifting to the ground. In stillness, numbers begin to speak, their vibrations rising like quiet bells that only the heart can hear. The Buddha once said, "Peace comes from within, do not seek it without." This is the truth of numerology in its highest form, the understanding that numbers are not outside of you, but within you, resonating with the deepest layers of your spirit. Before we walk further into this sacred path, anchor yourself in intention. Whisper or write these words as a seed to the universe. I am ready to receive wealth, wisdom, and miracles. Say it with presence, for words are not merely sounds, they are currents of creation. What you speak with conviction becomes the pattern of your life, and what you declare with faith becomes the field in which your future will bloom. And now, as we stand at the edge of September's closing curtain, the sacred sequence of numbers begins to rise, one by one, like torches lit against the night. Each carries its own rhythm, its own lesson, its own key. They are not just digits, they are living flames, whispers of the eternal truth. And so I ask you, are you ready to walk with them, to open your heart, and to see what destiny has been quietly writing for you all along? Number 4, the quiet architect of wealth. Number 4 enters, not with the noise of thunder, but with the quiet certainty of stone laid upon stone. It does not promise sudden riches or fleeting fortune. Instead, it offers something far more enduring, the wealth that comes from discipline, from balance, from foundations strong enough to hold generations. This number is the vibration of the builder, the silent architect, whose work outlives his own breath, reminding us that true prosperity is never rushed, it is constructed. The sacred design of 4 surrounds us in every direction, the 4 seasons that govern the earth, the 4 directions that guide our path, the 4 noble truths that anchor the Buddha's teaching. Even the body of the earth itself is sustained by 4 elements: earth, air, fire, and water. In this symmetry, we are shown that stability is not a prison, it is the womb of growth. Without roots, no tree can touch the sky. Without structure, no temple can house the divine. The number 4 is that root, that structure, that eternal base upon which wealth and wisdom rise together. Buddhism teaches the middle way, and within the rhythm of 4, we hear its call: patient effort, mindful steps, the strength to endure without clinging and without haste. The Buddha once said, "Endurance is one of the most difficult disciplines, but it is to the one who endures that the final victory comes." This is the secret of 4. It blesses those who are steady, those who hold their vision in silence and build it brick by brick, day by day. Astrologers see in 4 the hand of Saturn, the great teacher of time. Saturn does not gift treasures to the impatient. It rewards those who accept trials as teachers and burdens as sacred weights that shape the soul. Nostradamus once wrote that towers rise not by desire, but by labor that bends the ages, and Baba Vanga foresaw that the future would belong not to those who chase, but to those who construct with patience. To walk with 4 is to embrace this discipline, to know that the fortune you build slowly will never crumble. Yet the question always remains, will you settle for the restless spark of instant gain, which fades as quickly as it appears, or will you nurture the steady flame that survives every storm? Number 4 does not choose for you, but it stands as a guide, asking you to decide whether your wealth will be a firework in the night or a temple of stone rising in eternity. Tell me, as you walk into the closing days of September, are you ready to build, to root, to endure, and to claim the quiet wealth that lasts beyond a single lifetime? Number 12. The hidden rhythm of destiny. Number 12 moves quietly, like the pulse beneath the surface of life, weaving a rhythm that shapes both time and spirit. It is the compass, unseen yet always present, guiding us through the cycles of existence. 12 months form the body of a year. 12 hours of light meet 12 hours of darkness, and 12 signs of the zodiac trace the soul's eternal journey across the heavens. This sacred circle reminds us that life is never random chaos. It is a design, turning endlessly with precision, where beginnings and endings are but different faces of the same truth. In the teachings of the Buddha, 12 appears as the 12 links of dependent origination, an unbroken chain showing how life arises, how suffering is born, and how liberation can be found. Ignorance gives rise to formations, formations to consciousness, and so on, until the cycle of birth and death is complete. Here, 12 whispers its wisdom that nothing exists alone, that every joy and sorrow is the echo of causes we ourselves once set in motion. To understand 12 is to awaken to karma, to see that even struggle is not punishment, but a knot that patient awareness can untie. The seers of time also recognized this rhythm. Nostradamus spoke of history as a spiral, repeating yet always ascending, showing that humanity walks a path both familiar and new. Baba Vanga foresaw that a great awakening would come when people began to perceive the hidden connections that unite all things. 12 is the vibration of this awakening. It teaches us that destiny is not scattered dust in the wind, but a pattern written in the stars, awaiting those who have the eyes to read it. To walk with 12 is to walk with harmony. It asks us to trust the invisible order, to believe that every choice adds a note to the music of our lives. Wealth, love, wisdom, all flow not by accident, but by the rhythm of causes aligning with time. As the Buddha once reminded his disciples, all that we are is the result of what we have thought. 12 carries this truth within its circle, reminding us that destiny is not imposed, it is composed, decision by decision, moment by moment. So I ask you, as the days of September draw to a close, will you continue to drift as though life were chaos? Or will you pause to trace the sacred patterns guiding you even now? Will you see the hidden rhythm that has always been there, inviting you to step in tune with the music of destiny? Number 28, the silent river of power. At first glance, 28 may seem like a simple figure, unremarkable in its appearance. Yet beneath its quiet mask, lies a current as steady as a river, moving with persistence and strength unseen. It is not the lightning strike that dazzles and vanishes. It is the flowing stream that shapes valleys over centuries. 28 is the number of patient builders, of souls who trust the process, who water seeds in silence and wait with faith until the blossoms rise. Its essence is born from its roots, 2 and 8. 2 brings partnership, balance, and the sacred dance of duality, yin and yang, giver and receiver, the harmony that makes wholeness possible. 8 is the infinite loop of karma, the unending cycle of return, the vibration of power, wealth, and cosmic justice. Together, they form a union of patience and abundance, of balance flowering into prosperity. 28 does not promise what is fleeting, it delivers what endures, what has been earned through steady flow. In Buddhist wisdom, 28 carries the vibration of Sangha, the spiritual community that supports the seeker's journey. No being walks toward enlightenment alone. Just as a river is strengthened when joined by countless streams, the path of prosperity deepens when shared with those who uplift and align with your purpose. The Buddha often taught, the company of the wise is happiness. To walk with 28 is to remember that power is magnified when joined with harmony, and wealth becomes sacred when shared. Astrologically, 28 aligns with the moon, the great keeper of cycles. In its 28-day journey, the moon wanes, disappears, and returns again, a reminder that endings are never true endings, but preludes to renewal. Nostradamus hinted at this when he wrote of hidden rhythms in time, warning that destiny often unfolds, not in grand explosions, but in cycles repeating, refining, and strengthening. Baba Vanga, too, spoke of hidden timing, where patience meets its hour, and the unseen suddenly rises into light. To carry 28 within your life is to walk with quiet certainty. It does not ask for haste or restless striving. It teaches that all rivers reach the sea, not by force, but by constancy. Its wealth is not the brittle gain of chance. It is the abundance born of rhythm, timing, and unwavering trust in the flow. So I ask you, who in your life is the current beside your own river? Who strengthens your journey, not by noise, but by their steady presence? And are you willing to let patience guide you, trusting that the waters you nurture today will become the ocean of abundance tomorrow? Number 5, the doorway of change. Life often moves in circles, days blending into one another, thoughts replaying, fears recycling in endless loops. Yet there are moments when the circle must break, when the soul can no longer bear repetition. Number 5 is that moment. It does not arrive quietly. It arrives like a gust of wind through a stagnant room, like a hand pulling you toward a road you've never walked. It is the vibration of change, the force of freedom, the doorway opening onto paths unimagined. In Buddhist numerology, 5 holds the energy of liberation, adaptability, and movement. It is the restless wanderer who refuses to be caged, the seeker who knows that growth is never born in comfort. The Buddha once said, "Just as a snake sheds its skin, we must shed again and again the things we no longer need." Number 5 embodies this wisdom. It whispers, "You will never be fully prepared, yet you must begin anyway, for the path reveals itself only to those willing to step." Baba Vanga warned often of humanity's danger of self-imprisonment, repeating mistakes, repeating habits, becoming slaves to cycles that keep the soul asleep. Number 5 is the antidote. It does not tolerate stagnation. It disrupts, it unsettles, it shatters illusions until the heart is forced to breathe in fresh air again. It is the storm that tears away what is false, so that the rainbow of truth can finally be seen. Astrologically, 5 is tied to Mercury, the planet of communication, curiosity, and exploration. Mercury does not wait, it moves quickly, weaving opportunities into the air like fleeting sparks. To walk with 5 is to trust in courage, to know that fortune belongs not to the hesitant, but to the daring. It reminds you that the universe rewards bold steps, not endless hesitation. 28 days move the moon, 12 months move the year, but 5 moves the soul. It is the vibration that insists life was never meant to be static. It was meant to unfold, to surprise, to transform. With 5 you do not cling to the old, you leap into the new, knowing that even if the path is uncertain, the journey itself is the blessing. So I ask you, what loops still hold you captive? What fear keeps you circling the same road? And will you dare to step through the doorway of 5 into the uncharted freedom that has been waiting for you all along? Number 48. The Builder's Reward. Number 48 does not announce itself with fanfare, nor does it promise riches overnight. Instead, it arrives like the whisper of stone against stone, the slow rhythm of a foundation being laid. In a world intoxicated with speed and illusions of instant success, 48 carries the deeper wisdom of permanence. What is built slowly, with discipline and devotion, endures. Where others chase fleeting sparks, this number tends the steady flame that lights generations. It reminds us that true wealth is not found in sudden gain, but in the patient crafting of a life that cannot be shaken by storm or shadow. The essence of 48 is born from its parts. 4 is structure, the square upon which temples rise, the directions by which travelers find their way, the noble truths by which suffering is transcended. 8 is the infinite return, the karmic cycle that multiplies every action into consequence, every seed into harvest. Together, they weave a cosmic law. Patient effort always comes home, multiply. In this union, we find the balance between discipline and flow, between the builder's hand and the universe's generosity. Buddhist teachings echo this rhythm. The middle path is not the road of extremes, but of endurance, walked one mindful step at a time. Wealth, like enlightenment, cannot be rushed. It is cultivated through daily intention. Just as the Sangha gathers strength through devotion and repetition, so too does 48 teach that abundance is the byproduct of persistence. Endurance is one of the most difficult disciplines, said the Buddha, but it is to the one who endures that the final victory comes. Number 48 is that discipline crystallized, the assurance that effort aligned with wisdom becomes an eternal foundation. Look around and you will see 48 written into the fabric of existence. A tree does not demand to bloom overnight. It grows rings in silence until it towers. Rivers carve valleys, not by force, but by centuries of persistence. The moon in her cycles reminds us that renewal takes time, that fullness follows patience. Even the earth herself is a monument to endurance. To live with the vibration of 48 is to move in this rhythm, to trust the quiet work, to keep laying stones when no one applauds, to know that each act of integrity strengthens the temple within. The seers, too, recognize this truth. Nostradamus wrote of storms endured that lead to calm seas, warning against the impatience that leads men astray. Baba Vanga reminded us that what grows slowly will not break. Both foresaw that humanity would one day relearn patience, that it would turn away from shallow illusions to rediscover the wealth hidden in persistence. Number 48 is their whisper carried to us now, that every act of steady labor, every seed watered faithfully, carries the promise of abundance that no storm can destroy. So pause and ask yourself with honesty, are you chasing fortune like smoke in the wind, or are you planting for a harvest that will feed more than just yourself? What habits are you nurturing each day, and will they stand as pillars or crumble like sand? Where in your life must you commit to patient building, your health, your relationships, your purpose, so that your legacy may outlast the passing tides? And most of all, can you trust the slow work of the soul, knowing that the temple you are raising in silence will one day shine in eternity? Bonus number 33. the whisper of alignment. Number 33 is not like other numbers. It does not blaze like lightning, nor does it roar like thunder. It comes as a whisper, a gentle call that touches the heart before the ear. It is a master number, a rare vibration carrying within it the promise of compassion, service, and the deeper wisdom of alignment. Where others see chance, 33 reveals purpose. Where others seek fortune, 33 reminds us of meaning. It is the cosmic voice that says, realign, return, remember who you are. The essence of 33 lies in its structure. 3 is joy, creativity, expression, the spark that brings ideas to life. Doubled, it transcends the personal and becomes universal. It is no longer merely about one's own happiness, but about sharing light so that others may rise. 33 is the teacher, the healer, the guide who gives without demand, who lifts without seeking applause. Its wealth is not confined to coins or possessions. Its treasure lies in the impact of service, in the ripples of kindness that outlive the self. In Buddhist tradition, the vibration of 33 echoes the Bodhisattva vow, the sacred promise of those who choose not only their own enlightenment, but the awakening of all beings. It is the compassion that stays when it could leave, the wisdom that bends low to help others stand tall. The Buddha taught, if you light a lamp for someone else, it will also brighten your path. This is the essence of 33, a lamp that multiplies light endlessly, healing wounds seen and unseen. The mystics too saw its power. Nostradamus spoke of a silent teacher who would guide humanity through its darkest hours, not by force, but by example. Baba Vanga foresaw unseen forces of light, rising quietly, working through ordinary people who chose compassion over judgment, service over pride. In these prophecies, we hear the echo of 33, not loud, not forceful, but unshakably present. It is the number of those who walk with quiet strength, shaping the future with humility and grace. To walk with the vibration of 33 is to be reminded that fortune without alignment is hollow. You may achieve wealth, status, or recognition, but without service they become dust in your hands. Yet when you align your abundance with compassion, when you use your gifts as a healer, teacher, or guide, your wealth becomes eternal. It multiplies beyond what you can see, flowing into generations yet unborn. So pause in the stillness and ask yourself, where in your life have you drifted from your true alignment? What gifts lie within you, waiting not to be kept, but to be shared? Who around you is waiting for your light to be the lamp that brightens their path? And when 33 whispers to your soul, will you turn away, or will you listen, realign, and step into the purpose you were always meant to embody? And so, the sacred sequence stands unveiled. 4, 12, 28, 5, 48, and the Master, 33. Each number is more than a figure, it is a lantern along the path, a rhythm drawn from the eternal river of time. They are not fragments scattered by chance, but a woven pattern of wisdom, the foundation of structure, the hidden rhythm of destiny, the quiet persistence of growth, the boldness of freedom, the reward of endurance, and the higher alignment of compassion and service. Together they sing, as one current, carrying September toward its final breath and preparing the soul for what lies beyond. These are not just digits, these are dharmic signals, the karmic architecture of your next step. To meet them is to meet your own reflection, to understand that destiny is not outside of you, but unfolding within you. The Buddha taught, within yourself is a treasure that the world cannot take away. These numbers point to that treasure. They remind you that wealth is more than coins, more than fleeting fortune. It is clarity, peace, wisdom, and the courage to live aligned with your true path. And yet when inner wealth aligns with outer effort, even material blessings flow as naturally as rivers to the sea. So let these numbers be your companions. Meditate upon them in silence. Let them echo in your heart, Write them where your eyes may rest upon them daily. Treat them not as superstition, but as sacred reminders that the universe speaks in symbols to those willing to listen. And now, the question is yours to carry. Of these 6 sacred vibrations, which one stirs your heart the deepest, and why do you feel it has come to you now, at the closing of September's door?